What is going on, guys? Luke here today to explain why the Apple stock split coming at the end of August is going to be so different than any split before. We will also talk about if you should buy Apple before the split or after the split. But more importantly, if this split is going to be so different this time around, does that mean you can make a ton of money from it? Let's answer that question and more right now. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we will go over a quick overview of Apple's stock split. Should you buy before the split? And I'll tell you if I'm buying before or after the split. And we will also go over why this stock split is going to be different than any stock split before and how you can profit huge from it. So make sure you check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter because I have all of those now. All right, you busted me. Actually, I just discovered with my Instagram that I can post to all three with just posting on Instagram. It's pretty cool. So just pick the one you have and follow me there. All the links are down in the description. And like the video because at least I'm trying to do social media and it really does help the channel. Now let's dive into this. So here's a quick overview of Apple's stock split. So it was announced this week during their earnings call that Apple will be doing a 4-to-1 split of the stock. Now keep in mind, this was a wonderful earnings call, but Apple did not know the stock would run like it did afterwards. After earnings trading can be very unpredictable. So this decision was made well in advance and was obviously part of their plan for some time now. I can't say whether I do or don't have any inside information aside from Tim Cook, but that's just because he is a subscriber to my channel. So take it with a grain of salt as, he may not know a whole lot about what's actually going on with the company. Now yes, you are getting 3 more free shares for every 1 share of Apple you own, taking you from 1 share to 4 shares of Apple, hence the 4-to-1 stock split. But no, you aren't making any more money off the mechanics of the split. Unfortunately for you and I, they are also dividing the stock price by 4 as well. So if Apple is trading at $400 right now for your 1 share, your new total of 4 shares will only be worth $100 each for a total of $400. And yes, I know it's trading for more, but I went to public school and this example was much easier if I used $400 versus $415 or where it's trading at right now. Don't judge me. Now, Apple has done this several times in the past, actually 4 times in the past to be exact. Most recently in 2014 when they did a 7-to-1 stock split. So this is not something new or different, but it also doesn't happen very often. It's not like they do this every month or every 6 months or every year. But unlike the previous 4 times, we are in crazy times and trading has been bonkers. So I will lay out for you how this time will be different in just a minute. So should you buy before the split? And am I buying before or after the split? There's a lot of different views out there on if you should buy before or after a stock split. So let's go over both sides and I'll tell you where I stand. So let's talk about the case to not buy before the split. The logic here is you buy when you feel the stock is, actually a buy, not based on what is essentially from a value standpoint, a non-event, which a stock split is from a value standpoint. So you just buy when it makes sense to you based on your analysis, trading goals, and all that good stuff. I guess you could also view it as it's cheaper after the split. So it always feels good to pay less, even if it really is a wash when the split actually happens. Yes, you can buy fractional shares right now, but if you're like me, I don't like messing around with fractional shares, or maybe the trading platform you use doesn't support that option, does not support trading fractional shares. And some of you have just been waiting for Apple to get to a more reasonable price. So now, here's your chance with the stock split to get it at a more reasonable price. And the case for buying before the split is actually very similar in nature. Since from a value perspective, as we just discussed, it really doesn't matter, then if you want to own Apple stock and it's at a price that you like, then it makes no sense to wait. You might as well go ahead and buy it now. If you feel there are going to be a ton of investors ready to jump on after the split due to the fact that the stock is now easier to attain and may be viewed by some as being on, a discount, then you would want to buy ahead of that trend and buy before the split. So what will I be doing? I will be buying before the split, and the next section will lay out the reasons why I'm approaching it this way. So let's talk about why this stock split is going to be different and how you can profit huge from it. Now remember, this is just my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Do not listen to me. In case you haven't noticed, the past 5 months or so, it has been just crazy bonkers out there. Like, literally, I've never seen anything like it before in the over 2 decades of trading stocks that I have under my belt. If you just started trading stocks this year, this is normal for you. But let me tell you, it is not normal to everyone else who's been investing for a while. There have been some absolutely ridiculous things going on in the market that show this is just not normal at all. Here, let me give you a few examples. Hertz running up 500% after bankruptcy. Every stock that even pretends to be an EV, even if it doesn't have a product at all, is just going parabolic. Some of them have larger market caps than Volkswagen or Ford, and they don't even have a product. It's crazy. Retail investors, that's you and I, are investing more than ever. But on the flip side, more billionaire investors are not investing. There's more cash sitting on the sidelines than there has ever been. We're talking trillions of dollars on the sidelines. Every economic indicator out there is at historic lows, like the worst ever. But no problem, stocks are near record highs. There has been absolutely nothing normal about the past 5 months. So where in the past the stock split is pretty much a non-event overall over the course of all the stock splits that happened, this time around I personally think it is going to be different. And the chaos that surrounds stocks like Tesla might be coming Apple's way. Now hear me out on this and then run to the comments and we can battle it out down there. There are 2 main reasons why I think it could run up huge after the stock split. The first reason, the historical trend of Apple to actually run after it splits. As discussed earlier, Apple has split 4 other times before this split. Historically, stock splits have been a huge catalyst for Apple stock. When the stock split back in June of 1987, Apple stock rose 8% over the following 12 months. And after the February 2005 split, Apple stock surged 53% higher over the following 12 months. And more recently, after the June 2014 split, the stock ran up 38% higher over the following 12 months. Now yes, there was also the June of 2000 split, which is the one bad drop after a split where it fell 60% over the next 12 months. But that was when the dot-com bubble burst, and not an indication of where the market felt Apple actually was. During that time, all tech companies got hammered, just destroyed. But if you exclude that one anomaly, stock splits for Apple have historically powered 30+% gains in Apple stock. Obviously, if we have another market crash like we did in March, Apple will go down. But so will every other stock. So that is why it's so important to have a plan for those scenarios before they happen for all of your stocks. And the second reason why I think this is different, the rise of the retail investor. You know, you and I, and our trading patterns. There is a huge trend out there right now for cheap stocks enjoying huge runs based on hype and hope. You know, like NIO and Nikola and airline stocks, and even bankrupt stocks. But look at what most of those stocks have done since then. Most have traded down since their big run-ups, and that is probably exactly what they should be doing. Remember, most of those bets were speculative at best, and most spec stocks go to zero, not to the moon. So 9 out of 10 times, you should lose all your money. And then simultaneously with all that going on, you also had the parabolic run-up of Tesla, which we talk about a ton on this channel. I'll link some of those videos at the end if you have any interest in investing in Tesla, as you need to watch those videos. But even Tesla, with an unbelievable earnings report given what all's going on, and the best shorts to ever be sold ever, has traded down and seems to have run out of steam despite repeated good news over the past week. I believe those speculative bets, along with Tesla and a few others, have been fueled by the retail investor jumping on any piece of good information about these companies or perceived opportunities with these companies. So these same investors who ran up Tesla, the bankrupt stocks, and all these speculative stocks are looking for the next play, as those same stocks are finally faltering. Some just a little, some a lot. And this earnings season is showing who has the legs to run further as we move forward. Add in all the hype and attention to a stock split, you know, the new shiny object that's out there, something that has not happened with a large company in years, and quite honestly, It's not completely understood, and I think the field is ripe to see Apple see a big move up after the stock splits. And this will be based on the perception that the stock is now attainable and the average investor can now invest, and the common misconception about what the lower stock price actually means. I could not tell you how many people judge a stock as either cheap or expensive, not based on the valuation, but on the actual price of the stock. Nothing could be further from the truth. That is the worst way to value a stock, and you will learn this in my stock course that I have coming in just a few weeks, how to properly value a stock. But this misconception, along with Apple suddenly becoming cheap or going on sale, may cause a lot of money that has been chasing speculative stocks to run over to the behemoth that is Apple. Now, I could be completely wrong, but this is one bet where I don't care if I'm wrong, and it's hugely important that you understand why I don't care if I'm wrong. If you are wrong on Nikola or bankrupt stock or whatever, you will probably lose most, if not all, of your money. If you're wrong with Apple and this stock split, it's still a great company and you will be rewarded handsomely if you hold on to it for the long term. Now, if you're a day trader or planning to swing trade it, then this might be risky and buying right now may not be the best move. But if you are like me and looking to add great long-term stocks to your portfolio, then adding Apple is always a good move, even at the higher price point, in my opinion, for me. Which, by the way, Apple will seem cheap in a few weeks, but it's actually still the same. So consider joining my Patreon if you want to see those trades in real time and to get direct access to me, which you cannot do anywhere else. And show your support for the channel by liking the video. It really does help the channel out. And follow me on all the social medias I have so you can watch me epically fail on all of them at the same time. And I think it's going to be a crazy next few weeks. So make sure you are subscribed, which you can do right there, so you can get the truth and all the craziness. And here are the videos I promised about Tesla, so you can get a better feel for Tesla and, quite frankly, my channel as well. Thanks.